This week on Scotty's Garage, I've had a delivery. So let's have a look at some of the parts that's going into our 12s for 2K Falcon. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I am back from Drag Challenge, and that has taken up a massive amount of my time over the past month or so. I gotta say, it was the best and worst time ever. When you're in it, when you're deep in it, it is the worst time ever. Yeah, we had some stuff go wrong and I thought we are done, but we pulled through, we got there in the end and got an amazing result. So if you want to see any of that action, obviously head back over to the Street Machine TV YouTube channel and watch that, because it is amazing. But yeah, one day I will have to build myself a car to do it, and when I do it, I will use the information I learnt on this one to do it better, even though we did it pretty well. Anyway, while I've been away, some deliveries have shown up, and these are parts that we're going to use on our 12s for 2K Falcon. And obviously we also have t-shirts available. Check that out. So buy a t-shirt. We also got the holographic stickers. They look awesome. So $3 for the stickers, $45 for the t-shirt. T-shirts are cool. I love them. I love the design. So yeah, jump on the Scotty's Garage store and buy some today, just to support the channel and support the project, because the project is pretty cool and it is getting some really interesting comments out there. People like, some people like, you're never going to do it. Other people are like, this is awesome, how can we join? And there are no joining fees or sign up sheet or anything. You want to do it, get into it, have a crack. You know, like I said, I'm doing this for me. I'm going to be out there on Australia Day running the thing, see what it runs. But if you want to join me at Heathcote Park Raceway on Australia Day, come on out. There is a test and tune on that day. And as long as it's not raining, we will be there with the Falcon seeing what it does. So if you've built a car and you feel like being involved, come out on Australia Day and celebrate in the 12s for 2K madness. Anyway, into our products. So we've been shopping. We've got some stuff through Amazon and Max Peating Rods. So yeah, I'll show you what we've got. So in this one, I think it's the blow-off valve. So let's have a look. Now, there will be some links in the description to all these parts and the prices. Now, some of the prices, you know, are amazing. Like this blow-off valve was $51. That is amazing. Like how they can make something for $51, it's just amazing. And we'll see how it works. But other stuff like the turbo, on the website it's listed at $400. With a bit of shopping around, you can get it a fair bit cheaper. I paid just over $200 for it. So, but I will put the links to the Max Peating Rods website, and there is a discount code. So if you put in the discount code of Scotty's G10, you get a 10% discount. So your $51 blow-off valve then becomes a $45 blow-off valve. That's pretty cool. And some of the other stuff even cheaper. So wow, look at that. It's like a race port. That is amazing. Billet, aluminium. Comes with 2 springs, so there's an extra spring in there as well. Feels like an even stiffer spring. But yeah, wow. For $51, that is amazing. We'll get some close-ups of that. But blow-off valve, weld-on fitting, so that can combine with that. You've got some hardware there, including an O-ring, which you will need to use, and a clamp, so V-band clamp as well. So that's what you get in the box of the blow-off valve. But yeah, that is pretty cool. And like I said, very cheap. So very amazing. So I don't always use a blow-off valve on all our projects. I mean, you know, the Trollbo, we never had a blow-off valve on it for the entire time of the project, but it does help protect the turbo, especially when you're slamming the throttle shut and all the intake air backs up and backs the turbo up and tries to bring the turbo to a screeching halt, you know, when it's doing like 80,000 RPM and, you know, you slam the throttle shut and all of a sudden it's trying to go. So yeah, it's not great for it having no blow-off valve. You need to give those gases somewhere to go. But I figure at $51, it's some cheap insurance, so yeah, why not? In this box, we have, I believe, it's a wastegate. So 44mm wastegate. I think it's the biggest that the Max Peating Rods guys do. And it is quite cheap, $123, so that is pretty cheap when you're talking, you know, fairly big wastegates. They do a heap of 38mm as well, but 44 will be as big as we need for this project. But yeah, all right, get her open. Ooh. Also comes with a couple springs, so we've got some inners and some outers. They're not mega stiff, so I think to get a lot of boost you'll want to combine them, and I'm sure there's one in the wastegate itself, so let's have a look. Everything's nicely packed and padded, so it's all looking fresh when you get it out of the packet. Alright, okay, so definitely looks like 44mm across the actual valve, but the actual outlet looks like it's a little bit smaller. I'll have to run a measurement over that. Now, looks like it does require a seat. Yep, it looks like there's a seat in there, but again, looks well built. It's got quite a few ports along the side, so orientated around, so you can use the ones that you require. I don't think this one's water cooled, so we'll have to block off whatever we don't use, but I will have to check that. There are no instructions in these boxes, so that is a little bit of a minus, but you've got two clamps there, so one for the intake, one for the outlet. All right, there's our seat. So the seat, oh no, it's not the seat. Where's the seat? Is that the seat? Nope. This one's the seat, I think. Here we go. I think. Oh no, that's for that. Okay, that one must be the seat. Okay. That is the seat. However, there's a bit of slop there, and then that's the weld-on fitting for the wastegate. So it will seal, but there is a little bit of movement there between the actual wastegate and the seat. So, sure it'll work because it seals up against that, but you know, might be some gas escape around the outside. So I guess we'll see. We don't need a lot of boost, but I'm sure this will give us all the boost that we need. And then there's of course fittings in that one as well. So some banjos and bolts all in there. So we've got, like I said, two extra springs there. There is a spring in there. I mean, you can feel it. And then there's your seat and all your flanges as well. So it does have ports above and below the diaphragm, so you can run full boost control if you like. We'll probably just be using a lower port as we usually do on most of our projects, because we're not going anything too fancy in the terms of boost control. We're going to be using probably a boost tee like this. So the boost tee is just a second handy from one of our projects in the past. I'm going to cost it out at like 20 bucks because what's a second-hand boost tee worth? They're not worth a lot. But 123 for the wastegate, so we'll add that to our total, and we'll put it away in the box so for when we're ready to actually attach it to the car. All right, let's repack this. Okay, now the big box. No prizes for guessing what this is. Yes, it's an intercooler. All right, so 600 by 300 by 76 mil with 3-inch inlets and outlets. It is your kind of standard eBay intercooler, you know. Looks like tube and fin. Does it make the noise? Okay, so that's a good looking intercooler. Yeah, no, that should do pretty well. And certainly for a project like ours, that should work really well. So the big thing though is a lot of these eBay style intercoolers, they'll only come with 2.5-inch inlets and outlets, which is obviously a restriction. Having the 3-inch is definitely a bonus. And these are listed on the Max Peating Rods website at $203, but with a bit of shopping around you can actually find them a bit cheaper. So we got that one costed out at what is it, 186. So, but still, you know, like I said, you jump on the Max Peating Rod website, put in the discount code, and you'll get that for $180. So that is pretty cool. And you know, obviously it's got the bungs top and bottom. Make your own brackets. We've done this before many times, and we've even done it in an AU, so we know they fit and we know we can make this fit. So that looks pretty cool, and that should handle the boost that we're going to need to do the job. Now the one that everyone's been waiting for, the Turbski. All right. So this is a GT35, which is kind of what you would expect to put on a 4-litre Falcon. I mean, GT35s are what are on XR6s and all that sort of stuff. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, turbo. Oh, my arms are still sore from drag challenge. I know, it's funny, but we had to drive without power steering for 2 days, so anyway, there we go. All right, comes with booklets, flanges, all the information, so there is no excuses for getting this wrong. It even comes with a fancy looking little badge. Look at that. That's definitely going on the AU. That is hilarious. That would be, that's cool. All right, but yeah, well packaged. Let's have a look at the Turbski. All right. Look at that. Comes with its own fancy cap. Oh, golden compressor wheel, anti-surge ports. Oh, that is hilarious. Fancy little cap on the outlet of the compressor wheel as well. It does have a small turbine housing on it. That's probably our main problem, I guess, that we could foresee with this turbo. The fact that it only has a 0.63 rear housing. Now normally a XR6 turbo will have a 106. So 0.6 means this is coming on boost real quick, real fast. What that'll do to our engine, don't know, because when you bring in boost real quick and fast, you can break the rods. So having this turbo on our AU with standard rods could cause some issues, but I guess it doesn't have to last a long time. It's there for a good time, not a long time. So we'll see how we go with that. Of course, it is both oil and water cooled. I will toss up whether I do the water cooling side of it. You can get away without running water through them if you're, you know, time the turbos down and that sort of thing, give it plenty of time to cool. I mean, I just did drag challenge with no water through the turbos. Yes, true story. We needed to keep the heat under control, and yeah, we disconnected the water from the turbos. So we did entire drag challenge, no water through the turbos. The turbos are still alive though, so you can do it. But yeah, the wheel is so pretty. Let's have a close-up. Now, while the turbo does come with gaskets and a badge and some oil gaskets as well there, it does not come with any flanges. Okay, so I do have one here, just a bolt through flange for a T3 that seems to line up pretty well, so I do have that. I don't have a turbine flange there for the dump valve, so I will have to order one of those online, so that will cost me something to grab that. But yeah, we do have that to get started with though. But we do have a turbo, we do have a wastegate, we do have an intercooler and a blowoff valve. So let's start looking at how all this is going to fit into the car and how we're going to make this work. Right, well, we're not going to get all those parts fitted today, but we need to get a start. So let's start with the intercooler, because that's a major component. We need to pipe all the other stuff too. So we need to get this front bar off, see how much room we're working with, and see how hard it's going to be to make up some mounts. It shouldn't be too hard, but yeah, need to get that front bar off. Whoops. So the front bar came off remarkably easy. You may have noticed before that there was these brackets poking through the front bar. It looks like it had some sort of nudge bar on it. So we're going to remove those brackets because A, we don't need them, and B, they weigh something. So let's take more weight out of it. A few people have suggested also remove the boot spoiler. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. They reckon that weighs a bit. And there's some other bits and pieces under there like sway bars. I mean, we're not going around corners. We need this thing to lift and separate and put as much weight on the rear wheels as it can, so sway bars are coming out too. So we will weigh all that stuff as it comes out and adjust the total as we need to. But yeah, there's a bit of room there. We may have to remove the aircon though, because, well, I don't give a shit about aircon. It's a race car. Neat trick. All right, spanner. Ta-da! I think that air conditioning condenser's got to go. Well, I'll just check the air conditioning system. It doesn't seem to have gas in it anyway, so there's going to be no harm with removing this air conditioning condenser. So we'll whip that out, and that'll give us a bit more room for our intercooler, less piping to deal with. But yeah, this is all going pretty well. I shouldn't have said that. And I forgot to turn the camera on for that bit, so you missed me unbolting the condenser, but that's fine. It's ready to remove. So much room for activities. Okay, don't need you. All right. Don't need you either. We can loosen you up there. We can cut you guys off. Oh yeah, all the room in the world for an intercooler. All right, let's make some adjustments. Oh, that's power steering. Yeah, let's not snap that off. Okay, let's see how this sits up in there. Okay. I have to do some notching. Okay, so we're going to have to notch this side. There. And then the same on this side. Some extension. About there. Okay. Put you away. I'm getting too old for this shit. About there. That's over there. Pretty much. Okay. This is going to be fun. Right, well, here's where we're at. We've got the intercooler positioned. That's where it's going to sit. But now I need to make mounts. But, of course, I don't have any steel, do I? So I've got to have a run down to Hammer Barn and buy myself some steel so we can make up some mounts and we get that intercooler locked in position. But yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get this done today. But anyway, let's go for a drive. So I've been down to Hammer Barn, got myself some 32mm wide flat bar, it's 3mm thick, made some brackets. I'm just bolting them in now, doing a, well, I guess we should call it a test fit, but I'm not sure I'm going to pull it out again. that's there. So I'm just got to tighten that one, and we're going to have a intercooler suspended. All right, so it's actually, let me get a little ratchet. There we go. Turn it the right direction. All right, so the intercooler had 8mm thread bolts in it, so I bought myself some bolts, some washers, some spring washers, so we can get it all in and it's not going to vibrate loose. All right, that one's tight. Okay, that one's tight. Pull the box out. Intercooler is just dangling there. Alrighty, we're halfway there with the intercooler. Not too bad at all. So I've just tied this up out of the way so didn't get in the road of our cutting and drilling operations, but got that. Yes, this bar support is big and thick, and yes, it does block the intercooler. It's not great. Not much we can do about it other than cut it out, which I'm not sure I want to compromise the front strength of the car that much at this point. I think we'll be fine. I think it'll still cool the intake charge plenty. So, you know, we're not throwing £1 million of boost at this thing. I mean, to be honest, if it sees 15, that'll be plenty. 15 will get us there. So anyway, now I'll just have to make some bars off the bottom and we will be home and hosed with the intercooler. But I don't think that's going to happen, well, tonight. Sun's about to go down. My wife wants me to cook dinner, so I'm going to have to pack up and get inside and start working the stove. But anyway, that's what good husbands do. All right, I think that's some pretty good progress for today. So if this is the end of the video, I don't know yet. I'm hoping I can get a day off this week because I, you know, worked all weekend at Drag Challenge. Yeah, that's work. Professional race car driver. Anyway, I should be able to get another day off this week and do some work before we need to get this video out to you guys. So yeah, that's my plan. All right, hopefully we will catch you later in the week. Well, we have an intercooler mounted, sort of, but we have run out of time for this episode, unfortunately, because it is the afternoon before our video deadline, so we need to get this video edited and uploaded so you guys can see it tomorrow morning. But yeah, we've run into some little issues under there with the power steering cooler lines, which are interfering with where I want to put the bottom intercooler mounts. So I need to come up with a solution there, whether I bypass the power steering cooler or whether I mount another power steering cooler somewhere else. But yeah, we will need to sort that out. But once we've got the cooler mounted properly, then we can start planning our intercooler piping path. We are coming up to that time. I need to work out whether I'm going to create the pipes myself by welding them together or whether I'm going to get Bennett Top G Fab to do it, which was my original intention, but I do need to watch my budget, so maybe I'll have a crack at it myself, just man up and do it, or try to anyway. It is only piping after all, and I only have to cost up the piping that I actually use. If I waste some stuff, well, it doesn't need to be part of the budget, does it? So anyway, we'll see how we go with that. There are lots of things to do, lots of parts to buy, and we need to keep it under $2,000 if we can. In that regard, I want to do a shout out to the guys at Piranha Motorsports on YouTube who are taking the 12s for 2K challenge with a VS Commodore Ute. They bought for $1,300 and yeah, they're going to try and make it run 12s for under $2,000. There are a few other guys who tell me they're going to do it, but Piranha Motorsports are the only ones that have actually started their project that I know of right now. So if you have a project on the go, let us know and we'll do a shout out on the channel so people can watch and see what you're doing. But the guys at Piranha Motorsports, yeah, they're going to give it a crack. They have made some swap meet deals and bought themselves some performance parts for that 304 V8. And yeah, I wish them every bit of luck to see if we can run 12s with that thing, because Holden V8s, they can make power, but they usually cost a little bit more money than that. So we'll see how they go. I hope they do well. And yeah, hope we do well as well. So anyway, I'm going to go to the parts store, buy some parts, and we're going to try and get more done on this ute this weekend. And you're going to see that on a future episode of Scotty's Garage.